right, let's get this party started. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, Pikachu knees. T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Turkey sandwich, T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Turkey sandwich. LA, are you there? Ollie, oxen free. LA, are you there? Present. All right, I can hear myself. The sound check is going rather swell. Let me turn down the music just a smidget, and let me see if it's better to my ears and yours. Let me listen to the music. It's a little loud. Let me turn it down just one more smidget. As I listen for the internet. Hey Chile, how you doing? Welcome in. High five. Bam. I'm up here getting the music volume down. How's the music on your end? Is it too loud? It's just right. Perfect. Thank you so much. Now that I know that it's just right. Thank you, Chile. Thank you. Whew. All right. I came in here just in the nick of time. Welcome into Freestyle Thursdays. My name is LA, pronounced like LA like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy, y'all. It's a random day, and I have my title. I wrote it down, and I need to put it in the actual title. Early internet celebrity rumors. Man, how I came up with this topic is because last Thursday, whatever in the world I was talking about last Thursday, we were talking about the Wonder Years and the Christmas Story. And so it had us going back in the wheels of time. And one of the celebrity rumors of the 90's was like, the rumors was like Marilyn Manson was actually one of the guys from the Wonder Years TV show. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I remember that in the 90's. Long live the internet. So I had to look back at my notes, and my notes was like, yeah, you remember me, girl? You woke me down last Thursday, and you said you was gonna think about talking about me. And so here I am getting ready to talk about that. Thankfully, the house isn't full completely, but the house is full enough. Thank you for all my cool people who are in here right now. I'm going to take the time to be like Liberty Mutual and be like Liberty, 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 and change the title so the world can see and know what we're talking about today. Let me put this in here. Yay. Thanks for your help. Put that in there. Got to give credit to Chile for helping me out this fine morning. So as the music plays softly in the background on rotation, I am going to go to YouTube Studio really quickly and put the title of today's freestyle video. You guys, I had a wonderful time yesterday hanging out and fellowshipping with my cool people as we were on the mothership with Baskethead. Baskethead is an amazing person. I'm glad we hired Baskethead. Baskethead was only supposed to be a temporary filler because I finished the Exploring a YouTube Bible. I finished the YouTube Bible University and I graduated, and we needed a filler for Wednesdays. And so I was like, we got to give them something. My husband and I were figuring out what could we put in this place for Wednesdays to fill now that Exploring the YouTube Bible is no more. It took a minute, but we only had a few days to figure it out because Exploring the YouTube Bible was done on that Wednesday. I made the announcement, I made the wrap up, and so that gave us about 6 days to figure out what we were going to fill in on Wednesdays. So on that following weekend, which was like Saturday and Sunday, we had to figure out what we were going to do. And we came up with something that was like, yeah, let's go with this. So he helped me with the picture, he helped me with the thumbnail, helped critique the uniform for Basket Head. And I kicked around what the premise was going to be about. It was something new to me, but it was something that I saw myself getting into in the future, maybe when I was older. But just like in the Jurassic Park movie, life finds a way. And life crept up and found a way for us, and here we are with Basket Head. And Basket Head is an internet sensation! Okay, let me quit yapping and put the title in here. Early 90's celebrity, CELEBRITYINTERN rumors. This is going to be good. Who knows how long we're going to be here. And in addition, with the help of my cool peeps, coming up with other things that they heard and looked up when they were growing up in the early 90's. Who knows? So I'm almost finished putting the description in the title. Bam, there we go. I did it. Look at me go. Ham, high five LA. High five LA. High five LA. Y'all, my face is dry. I need to put some lotion on my face. Good morning, LA. In the words of Mary J. Blige. You know that song Mary J. Blige sang? I thought it actually came out, let's see here. Late last year, early this year, the Good Morning Gorgeous song. She sounds so tired singing that song. Let me see. Maybe put some lotion on my face and get things going. There we go. Wow, I can see myself now. LA, I can see you now. With the healing powers of lotion, your face becomes rejuvenated. Yeah. So I maybe forgot to apply lotion, and I'm looking a little powdery. But that's okay, that can be fixed. So there we go. Wow, my face actually feels better. Y'all, the weather has changed. I should be up on this right now, right? I should be up on here ready. Well, the fact of the matter is I was on time. Let me fix this real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, good morning. Bam, hello, welcome into Freestyle Thursdays. My name is LA, pronounced like LA like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. Thank you so much for coming in. Let's have a good time for a set amount of time on this Thursday, December 11th, 2025. Thank you so much for subscribing. Let's leave room for others to chat and commune in the chat box. Let's see here. Thank you guys for coming in yesterday to Basket Head. Today is going to be fun. It's going to be about the early celebrity internet rumors. Leading the charge is the one where we talked about lightly last Thursday, Marilyn Manson. So let me write this down because I have a couple of other tabs listed with my questions regarding today's topic. But I need to put the Marilyn Manson Wonder Years one on here too, just in case I forget. Thank you so much for subscribing. The Marilyn, Marylin, Manson Wonder Years rumor. That's my first one that's going to lead the way. I don't even think I knew what the word rumors was at that time. You know, it was just like, I heard, or did you know? You know, stuff like that. Let me put this in here. Thank you for subscribing. And move forward. Let me put some tulips in the chat. And so the next question, I'm going to set this up really quickly. In the early 90's, what was another term or phrase for the word rumor? That's this. I'm setting this up, guys. I'm setting myself up for success. And put in the early 90's. In the early 90's, what was another term or phrase? Did I spell that correctly? Yes. For the word this is a good question. So in the early 90's, what was another term? Excuse me, my voice. I sound like Yzma from Emperor's New Groove. I keep talking about her like for the past 3 videos. My voice. Is this my voice? Oh well. Oh, she's like. My voice. My voice. Is this my voice? Oh well. When Yzma was falling down the cliff, she was she turned herself into an evil cat, and she was chasing after Kronk and Kuzco on like this hill, and she fell off. She was like, you know how cartoons embellish when a cartoon character is falling? I was rolling on the floor so hard. I didn't even think I was going to laugh that hard. I laughed so hard. My son even had to look at me like, dang, why? He know I'm a goofball, but that section in the movie, I had to rewind it to watch it. Yzma was like, let's put it in slow motion. What's going on? At it again. Hope you enjoy your day. High five. Bam. I'm definitely enjoying my day. And I'm having a good time like Queen. Having a good time. Having a good time. Meow, 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 meow. I'm glad it is Thursday, y'all, and I got over the Wednesday hump. I tell you, this is the first time in my life where I actually was able to really acknowledge personally in my life and for myself exactly what Wednesday hump day meant. And I'm here for, so we have Wednesday hump day. Just keep working, and it's downhill in the good way from there, because today is Thursday and it's technically my Friday, because your boy Hercules the Shark, back by popular demand, is going to be holding Elay TV down. I'll hold you down. I'm on my way. That was a pretty song. Shout out to all the people who helped make that song. I'm going to put hey, 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 and thank you. bada bing. So let me also bookmark this tab, because if you're not trekking with me right now, you're going to be trekking with me later on today. I've got plans that I will not talk about because I don't want to talk about them. I'm just going to do. You know what I'm saying? So in the early 90s, I asked, in the early 90s, what was another term or phrase for the word rumor? And it says, in the early 1990s, comma, the most common slang term for a rumor or juicy information was tea. Now, I don't even remember that term floating around in my nothing sphere in the early 90s about tea. I only started hearing about tea, honestly, in the past 5 to 6 years on these internet streets. So I cannot approve that one based on personal experience. What's going on? Howdy, howdy, howdy. Hello to you, and you. Y'all almost spelled hello wrong. It's early. I should be used to this by now. Look, I'm used to it, but just because I'm used to it don't mean my motor functions are used to it. So let's get that out of the way. So in the early 1990s, the most common slang term for a rumor or juicy information was, quote, tea, often used in the phrases, quote, spill the tea or what is the tea. The term originated in Black drag culture and gained wider popularity throughout the decades. Once again, I never was introduced to spill the tea or tea until about 5-6 years old, where it got real tough. Real tough meaning the usage. And the word tea or spill the tea crossed over into mainstream from the community to the rest of the world. But I did hear like juicy, what's the juicy details? So when I grew up, I heard stuff like that. Or, girl, what's happening today? What's going on today? Or, let's talk, girl. Let's get together and talk. So that's the stuff I heard in reference to women my mom's age at that time gathering around for some tea and coffee. Yeah, let's get some tea and coffee. But they were getting ready to have girls chat and basically probably gossip. Today I am talking about, I'll give you the exact title, the early 90s celebrity internet rumors. Yes, when the internet was just jumping and getting into full effect, there were early 90s internet rumors, unlike how things are today. So, let's see here. What else do we say? Other common phrases. It says, and terms used in or around the early 90s for rumor or related gossip included the scoop. I've heard of the scoop. I predominantly started to hear the scoop with like Wendy Williams and that TV show called Extra. And it has the skinny. I've heard of the skinny before there were skinny popcorn. I did hear the term the skinny. I wasn't quite sure what it meant, but I referenced it to entertainment lingo, TV talk. The word on the street. Now, I heard that one. What's the word? What's going down? What's the word, girl? How you doing? All of those cool things. So yeah, we're getting somewhere now. Looks like I'm going to slow broil this conversation because why rush, guys? I just got on here. I don't have anywhere to go. I have all the time in the world. Oh, look at y'all. Let me put these in here. Let me put this in here. Welcome in from North Korea. How are you doing today? Wow, this is really cool. Welcome in. Hello, everyone. I'm going to put hello to all of you. And let's put some, what can I put in here? I don't want to take too long, but I do want to put some cute little angel thingies in here. Hello to all of you. Yeah, so we've got the scoop, the dirt, the skinny, the word on the street, gossip, buzz. Now, I heard about buzz. What's going on, Tarsus? Bam, high five, hello. How are you doing today? Oh, cool. I've got another one. Let me put this up on here. I like when these little pop-ups pop up on my Android for more audience participation. YouTube encourages us to engage with people, but in order to do that, sometimes we have to have other things going on in the background. And I like that YouTube is allowing me to do as such. I'm thinking of what cool thing I can ask. Welcome in from Singapore. Hello. Yay. Welcome in. Hello. I know what I'll put on here. What kind of donuts do you like? That's the question. I kind of said it like how Will sang it. Should I stay or should I go now? What kinds of donuts, DOUGH, donuts do you like? Yay! Thank you guys for coming in. I'm typing in something really fun on here just to get the show going. What kind of donuts do you like will pop up on the menu right about now. So that's what I was doing. If I was looking directly in the camera, a little button popped up and I want to abide by it because it's really fun. Now, if I can just get it out of my eye. My eye, it's in my eye. Jello donuts, of course. Tarsus, you and your Dexter's Laboratory food inventions, albeit they do sound interesting and cringeworthy at the same time. Welcome in, Tarsus, with your Frankenstein recipes. Cool. Donuts in the chat. I like donuts too. This is an overspill from one of the topics we talked about on Morning Mood. It's quite obvious, guys, that donuts are still floating around in my head. So I wanted to have that going on at the same time we're talking about early 90s celebrity internet rumors. I like the Homer Simpson's donut. The Homer Simpson's donut is what I call it. If you're familiar with The Simpsons, and especially The Simpsons movie, there is a donut that Homer Simpson gravitates to. It is glazed, but on top of the glaze, it is drizzled with yummy pink frosting, and on top of that yummy pink frosting are color sprinkles, and the donut is so cute. So that's my favorite donut right now. Let's go donuts. Let's go donuts. It's going really great. It's very peaceful. Slow and steady is winning the race as usual. I am very happy that it's Thursday. And yesterday, it finally hit me. In all of my years of living here on planet Earth, I was able to feel the impact for myself on the gratitude of Hump Day Wednesday. I will always say happy Hump Day Wednesday, happy Wednesday, Hump Day, blah, blah, blah. But I actually got to experience that. And I was happy that I got done with Wednesday because it was like I got it out of the way. And tomorrow is Thursday, which is basically my Friday. Yeah, now I know for real what everyone is talking about. Oh, I can't believe it's happening to me. Some people wait a lifetime for a moment like this. That's exactly how I felt when I made it past yesterday. Thank you, Bella Swan, for singing. Oh, you're welcome. Good morning, people. A girl, you know what to do. Get in the kitchen and what? Fix those dang old pancakes. How many times must we discuss getting in there and fixing the pancakes? Hello, thank you for coming in. Good morning to you. The time for me is 5:28 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are gathered around the bonfire, dumpster fire, forest fire, one of the fires. Nonetheless, pick a fire. We are gathered around the fire before the rising sun to hang out for a set amount of time here on Elay TV. Right now, at the top of the hour, I am talking about really cool lingo that was used in the early 90s in reference to what's going on today. What's the gossip? The list really quickly. In the early 90s, what was another term or phrase for gossip? The scoop, the dirt, the skinny, the word on the street, gossip, and buzz. Gossip and buzz. Hello. Hello, hello. Peace to you as well. You guys, I have my tea going and I really hope it's not hot. I kept the lid off for about 10 minutes or more, just so most of the heat could escape this powerful Green Lantern thermos. I know Star Wars is on here, but Green Lantern thermos to keep my liquid beverages hot and or cold. I should have brought a spoon in so I can ladle it out and slowly sip it. That's how my mom taught me to drink my hot cocoa. Because when we would come back inside from playing outside in the snow, of course we'd be cold. And my mom would have hot cocoa waiting for us after we changed, got out of the snow things and changed into something warm. There will be hot cocoa waiting for us sometimes. And then those sometimes are the moments I'm treasuring. And I'm like, it's too hot. And so she gave my little sister and I spoons. And she was like, take the spoon, dip it into there, and blow on it, and it'll cool off much faster. And I did that. And then I eventually graduated to the tablespoon. My mom was like, stop that, you being greedy, blah, 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 yakety smackety. But anyways, I went to the tablespoon, got that, and it worked out well. So y'all, I forgot my spoon. Maybe I'll bring it next time because I want some tea to soothe my voice. Or I'm going to be talking like Yzma from Emperor's New Groove. My voice? Is this? Oh my goodness, is this my voice? Okay, in the early 90s, the word gossip, dirt, and buzz were common slang terms or phrases used for rumor. Gossip, this was and still is a widely used term for idle talk or unconfirmed information about people's private affairs. Private affairs. Every once in a while, there will be a parrot on the line talking and carrying on. Where the parrot is, I don't know. It just flies above my head and it's like, just don't make an accident on me or on the set and we're good, right? Okay, so gossip, this was and still is a widely used term for idle talk or unconfirmed information about people's private affairs. The dirt, I've heard of this one. This phrase was popular for referring to scandalous or juicy information. Scandalous or juicy information. Let's see here. Moving forward, the buzz. This referred to a general feeling or rumor going around, often related to news or exciting information. The scoop, another general term for the latest or inside information. Scuttlebutt, I would hear that on cartoons, not knowing exactly what it meant because scuttlebutt is what I would mainly hear on this cartoon from Nickelodeon called The Adventures of Tintin. And there was this seaman on there and he talked like a pirate and he would go around saying the word scuttlebutt under his breath, so I thought it was the term for idiot. But on here it says scuttlebutt. While a bit older, originating as U.S. slang, this term for rumor was also used in the 90s. Wow. Let's see. Hearsay. I've heard of hearsay also. A more formal term, but still used for information received from other people that cannot be what is that? Substantiated. Wow, substantiated. They're bringing out the big old fashioned social media words. And I mean social media words not of today, but social media words of the 90's. Wow, substantiated. Wow. What's going on? Good morning to you guys. Buckethead is scheduled for the time slot of Wednesdays, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, from the time slots of 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. or longer, which is why I'm sipping on this wonderful tea, because Buckethead was live streaming yesterday for a little bit over 6 hours. Yeah. Thank you for inquiring. The most recent Buckethead video that we partook in yesterday on the mothership was a Batman Mr. Freeze movie. The flyer for that is not up yet. I don't think it is. No, that's gonna go up sometime today. Oh man, you guys, this tea is spot on. Hold on, please. Here's another term, hearsay. And I get the word hearsay mixed up with Hershey's because it's close to the Hershey's candy bar. Hearsay is spelled Hearsay. Hearsay, a formal term, but still in use for information received from other people that cannot be substantiated. Substantiated is spelled Substantiated. For those of you who are wondering how that word is spelled, including myself, because I would hear it thrown around all the time in celebrity media. Substantiated. You might as well make a song out of it. Substantiated. Blah, 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 substantiated. Here we go. We've got a new song out on the ones and twos. Everybody hit the dance floor, and the song is called Substantiated. Anything is possible nowadays. I am drinking Lipton's tea, and it is good. I had to sip it a little bit to take care of my vocal cords. And the last one is story. A rumor was often simply called, quote, story. As in, I heard a story that. Yes. It slowly started to come back to me now. Celine Dion, your story. It was kind of borderline when I was growing up. I would hear people, want to, get to know somebody. They're like, what's your story? I'm like, get out my way. Or it will be like, what's the story going on in the streets today, right? I didn't know that they were referring to, rumors and gossip and tea. Oh my, rumors and gossip and tea. Oh my. Yeah, so I'm like, wow, that's what they're talking about. So I'm re-educating myself, or should I say refresh. It's a refresher course for me. It's not a re-educating myself. This is more or less a refresher course of all the slang and jargon that was used during my time that I wasn't even really familiar with or aware of, because I still was super young, but I did hear these types of things floating in my mind. I've got this survey up here, guys, and I'm trying to get it out of my way. Oh my gosh, it's like super duper stuck. I don't want that on there. Thankfully, I have my computer over here because I cannot see all the comments on my cell phone, because the survey is in the way. I got it out of the way. Go back from whence you came, survey. You are blocking the flowality of this live stream. Yeah, look, telling everybody business is a 90's phrase. Look at us telling everybody's business. I would hear stuff like that exactly. It's kind of like I'm put on the spot to think about that, but yeah, we didn't use the word gossip too tough. I honestly don't recall hearing the word gossip until my family got us heavily involved into church. And when I got into, I think, high school is when I used to excuse me, was more introduced to the word gossip, because they were like, why y'all always talking about people? You know, she always talking about people. They always talking about people. Don't go around them, because if they talking about everybody else, you know, they're going to be talking about you too. So that was pretty much the gist of it, right? So yeah, moving forward. Moving forward, that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. In the early 90's, what was another term or phrase for the word rumor? Now that I familiarized myself with that, and you cool people too, if you were wondering, we can move forward to the next tab. What brings me to this topic in the first place is the simple fact that last Thursday, my cool peeps and I were gathered around the bonfire, forest fire, dumpster fire, any other fires before the rising sun, and we were talking about A Christmas Story and the breakdown of that. And the Christmas Story led us into talking about Wonder Years. And then Wonder Years led us into this I don't want to say folklore, but it led us to this topic today. It was like Wonder Years fun facts. And it mentioned that there were rumors in the early 90's that Marilyn Manson, the singer, used to play a role in the Wonder Years TV show. And I'm like, yes, I remember that. Oh my gosh, I do remember growing up, and people were saying, Marilyn Manson used to be in the Wonder Years. Who told you that? The internet, for real. So that was some of the hot topics going around. And before, in my mind, before there was like a celebrity gossip a celebrity gossip section or sector, some people say on in the internet, in the YouTube streets. Before it was that, it was just, random knowledge, fun facts, shooting the bull, and what's going on. So yeah, Marilyn Manson. Let me put this in here. So I want to look that up right now. In the early 90's, what was the Marilyn Manson and Wonder Years rumor? So that's what we're about to start with first. In the 90's, I was busy playing games online. I didn't get conspiracy minded until high school. Well, it will bless your heart. And I don't mean that in the condescending way neither, like these folks do. When they say bless your heart, they basically telling you stupid. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that in a way like, man, lucky you, man. Shouts out for being able to play video games online in the 90's, and in addition to that, not getting introduced to that rabbit hole till high school, because a lot of people are getting introduced to that really early in life. Like, come on, let's have a little more fun first before our brains start to mature and develop. Then when it's time to mature and develop, I'd rather happen naturally. So shouts out to you. So I asked the computer in the early 90's, what was the Marilyn Manson and Wonder Years rumor? And the information popped up on my feed, and I'm happy to read about it. Thank you guys so much for your support and pressing the like button. I'm going to put random animals in here because they're cute, and to put a pop of color on the screen. Something cute because, number one, I'm a girl and I like cute things. So I'm about to put some cute things in the chat. Ooh, let me go over here and catch some of you guys' comments really quickly. Remember Cartoon Network Flash games? Mini clips? Oh my gosh. How could I forget that? Wow, that sounds so familiar. Thank you for that. My day is going great. It's going great. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Now you're going to have him up here crying. You said pandas aren't real. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back. Pandas are real. Unicorns are real. How could you? Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. He's sobbing. Why would you say that? Why would you hurt his tiny little heart like that? Oh, man. You will break my soul. You will break my soul. You said you're sorry. You're sorry. Cue the crazy girl from the craft. You're sorry. You're sorry. You're sorry. You're sorry. And the guy went flying out of the window. Yeah. Shouts out to the movie The Craft. The popular early 90s rumor was that Josh Savagno, the actor who played nerdy Paul Pfeiffer on The Wonder Years, grew up to become the shock rocker Marilyn Manson. Brian Warner. Brian Warner. This urban legend spread widely through early internet and chain letters. Not chain letters. You guys remember chain letters? This urban legend spread wildly through early internet and chain letters. Despite Manson being older, a different person, and having formed his band in 1989, while Savagno was still filming the Wholesome Show, wow, creating the stark, hilarious contrast that fueled the myth. It said chain letters. You guys remember internet chain letters and chain letters in general? If you don't write 150,000 chain letters, you gonna pass away next week. I'm like, oh, not a stupid chain letter. My aunt participated in chain letters. Apparently that was something that she felt convicted of because during the early 90s, I hear my mom and her, which is my sister, I would hear my mom talk to her older sister and be like, I'm not doing these chain letters. I don't believe in them. You know, I'm paraphrasing. They're bad mojo. It's just a hoax. You don't have to do this, girl. It's tying you down. Just break the cycle. I don't remember if my mom buckled under the pressure of, you know, obliging to her older sister and just write the letter, girl. Please do it for me. I don't recall if my mom did participated in the chain letter continuation for my sister. Now, in my mind, it seems as though maybe my sister did participate in the continuation of the chain letters on her big sister's behalf. But I think my mom would also write the letters and then tear them up, signifying that she was ending that cycle of chain letters. And it, you know, evil wins tonight, like they said in Michael Myers, evil dies tonight type of situation. So I believe that's what happened. My mom was in the kitchen. They were going back and forth again for the third or at least fourth time in my lifetime at that point, of my mom and her older sister talking about chain letters. Don't do it. Don't let it consume you. And my mom had this grocery bag on the table. You know, when you go to the grocery store, they say paper bag or plastic. Well, she chose plastic because that plastic bag was sitting on the table. And I think I recall her tearing it up and putting it in the bag and saying she was going to get rid of the chain letter and throw it away outside. Evil dies tonight. Shouts out to Michael Myers. They finally finished him off, man. So, in continuation, in the early 90s, what was the Marilyn Manson and the Wonder Years rumor? It says here, why the rumor took hold. Not took hold like it was some type of virus. Why did this rumor take hold? Extreme contrast. The idea of the meek glasses wearing Paul transforming into the controversial theatrical Marilyn Manson was bizarre and compelling, making it a great story. Early internet virality. The rumors spread like wildfire through chain emails and early online forums before fact-checking was easy, making it seem plausible. I like how they're breaking out the big words today, making it plausible. I remember those plastic bags. They carried groceries home and then became trash bags, and still do for my family and I to this day. High five. Bam. Exactly. Y'all, I'm about to break out my cereal. I have Fruit Loops here on the table, Fruit Loops on the menu. Time for a little snack as I hang around today on this Freestyle Thursday with my cool peeps. It's a wind down for me for a long stream that partook yesterday. The intentionally very long live stream show with Basket Head, for all of you who are inquiring, will be back live in the full effect on Wednesday, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The movie selection has not been made, but you can rest assured that Basket Head will be on Wednesday. We have early internet virality. I just read that. Vagueness of Manson. Vagueness of Manson. Marilyn Manson cultivated an ambiguous shock rock persona, which lent itself to wild stories. So, do you guys remember the rumors or have heard of the rumor that Marilyn Manson was a part of the Wonder Years cast? That's what I'm talking about right now. The reality. Josh Savano is a real person, now a lawyer, wow, who played Paul. Marilyn Manson, Brian Warner, is a different individual who started his band, Marilyn Manson and the Spooky Kids. Oh, that is a cute title. Marilyn Manson and the Spooky Kids in 1989. Manson was already an adult around age 19 when the Wonder Years started. Wow, really? Making it impossible for him to be a child actor on the show. Shouts out early 90s rumors. Ooh, rumor has it. Ooh, rumor has it. Ooh, rumor has it. What's going on, Adele? How is she doing? I'm going to have to write that down. Let's see what's going on with Adele. Wow. What's going on with the singer Adele? Going on with the singer Adele. I know this was like 5 years back, seems like, when Adele had made the announcement that she was going back to school. I thought that was the cool thing. You know, celebrities using their money in wise ways, like going back to school. I'm like, there you go, celebrities. Come on. Let's see some better examples of you guys using your money, you know? So it made my day, and it still makes my day when I hear celebrities who actually go to school, you know? I'm sorry that you have sad news. I hope everything is well with you and your family. You know my prayers and positive energy and was with you, are with you. And having said that, it's up to you to believe the energy that I'm sending to you. And on that note, I'm going to keep moving forward, but I'm taking the time to acknowledge that I see that that's something has happened, and I believe that things will turn around for you. Let's see. Because I think there might be something wrong with their arm. It might just get stuck like that. Celebrities have a whole new world. A whole new world. So I just assume that maybe arthritis, because they're singing and dancing around the clock. They're singing and dancing in their sleep. So I'm blaming it on arthritis. Their bones are withering up faster than regular people, and it just be like, oh my goodness. So let's blame it on arthritis. That's why that happens with celebrities. Here's a deeper dive, and I'm going to dive right in because I like in the deeper dives, although it kind of gets repetitive, between the repetitive notions or notations that we read prior, the internet, or should I say the computer, slips in other information to give us a deeper insight on what we're talking about. So I asked, in the early 90s, what was the Marilyn Manson and the Wonder Years rumor? In the 1990s, rumor claimed that Josh Savano, the actor who played the wholesome, nerdy character Paul Pfeiffer on the TV show The Wonder Years, had grown up to become the controversial shock rocker Marilyn Manson. Shouts out to Marilyn Manson. He is one of the stranger things in reference to the realm of Hollywood, but I still like him. And I like some of his music. So I had to give credit to where credit is due. You like Boston cream filled donuts? Okay. Now, when my family and I went to the donut shop last weekend, I don't recall seeing those there. Meaning, I think by the time we got there, those were already sold out. There were like at least 2 or 3 trays that were already cleared out. It had the name card on there, but it was empty, which is a good sign because that means those donuts are good. So thank you for the reminder. I'm not a fan of cream-filled donuts, but I am starting to live on the edge, guys. So I may surprise my family one day and be like, y'all gather around. I'm getting ready to do something different. I'm about to dare to do the unthinkable. I'm going to get a jelly donut. And I'm going to cut it open with a sharp knife and fork so it don't get messy and all over the place. That's the part, man. It's like, it's not supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be a regular donut. And I start crying like a big old baby. And, I forget I'm an adult and I go back to being a tiny, whiny 5-year-old. I don't want it to be like this. What's wrong with my donut? Take it back. Take it back. Okay, moving forward. Oh, man. Let's see here. Let me keep moving forward. Yes, I'm happy to give you some laughs. What's going on, spicy burrito? Let me put a spicy pepper and a burrito in here. Let me find HOT, and I've got that, and burrito. Y'all, I am an adult, of course, duh. But sometimes I still whine like a child. And I embrace that. I had to laugh at myself. My family laughs at me too because they're like, she is having a fit. Sometimes I have a fit, but I have a fit over silly stuff though. Like, if they, let's say, for example, Stranger Things did come on, all right? And I was tripping out because I'm like, what? My husband was like, what if they changed the theme song on the Stranger Things intro? The Stranger Things song is awesome. So he was like, what if they changed the Stranger Things theme song? And in that moment, it feels like I'm stopping now. I'm like, what do you mean? What if they change the Stranger Things theme song? They can't do that. nigga started having a meltdown because it's like, why would you do that? I wouldn't watch it anymore. I said that if they change the Stranger Things theme song, I'm not watching it anymore. He's like, dang, you said that with your whole body, not saying with your chest. I don't understand that phrase because aren't we supposed to speak from our bellies? So it should be, say it with your belly instead of saying it with your chest. I took 2 or 3 classes of music and they're like, don't sing from your neck, sing from your chest. I'm like, I don't know what that means, but they say it all the time. But I know one thing for sure, when I'm doing these voices, I'm using my throat. And sometimes I'm using my belly. So you're supposed to say it, if anything, say it with conviction. Dog. But I was like, I'm not watching it. I am not watching it if they change the theme song, man. You never skip the intro. What's going on, that spicy waffle? Yeah, that intro is fire, man. It gets me so happy every single time it plays. Sometimes we stunt our own growth, making life seem not so fast. Yeah, life, they say time flies when you're having fun. So make it your business to make every situation, even the bad days, the bad days, find ways to, intentionally turn life's lemons into lemonade. Let's see here. You haven't seen one episode, that's okay. You have plenty of time to do as such. It's okay. It's all right, it's all right, it's all right. She moves in mysterious ways. It's all right. Okay, sit down. Or better yet, go in that kitchen and what? Fix them dang old pancakes, please. They have one job, and that's to work behind the scenes in the background to make sure my lighting is all right and to be my moderators. In addition to that, while they're doing that, they have tablets on the kitchen countertops. I'm talking about these 2 hirees. They have 2 tablets mounted up on the kitchen countertop so they can mod for me at the same time while they make my breakfast. I like to have pancakes after every live stream. They supposed to be doing that. But every time I look around, they're all in the camera getting airtime. And there's no way I can fire them. They came with the house. How can I get rid of them? It is so hard to find good help these days. And they be having the gall to ask me, can we get our checks early so we can leave on Friday early? I did that a couple of times. But it's like they're starting to make that a habit. Now I have to pay them, Hercules the Shark, Basket Head, myself. It's getting tough, y'all. The larger I get on these YouTube streets, more money, more problems. I don't think I should hire any more people for a while. It's getting tough out here, y'all. It's getting tough out here. Pay them in love. They already live with you. I know, and eating up everything. And because they're small, they act like I don't see or hear them in the middle of the night when my family and I are sleeping. They be sneaking other Funko Pop in here. And they be cooking food, y'all. I be hearing the skillet going and it be sizzling. Since they're small, the sizzle sounds be smaller. It'd be like, and I hear tiny chattering. They be cooking up steaks and shrimp, grilling cherry tomatoes over an open fire. They be laughing, singing, and dancing. And I'm like, where's all this enthusiasm when it's time for you to get up in the morning to cook for me? I am reverse crying in my left eye because I cannot get rid of them. They just sopping money right out of my pockets. What's going on? Hercules, 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 your boy Hercules the Shark. Back by popular demand because you cool people voted him back into the roster. He will be on tomorrow, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Am I a Nickelodeon kid or a Cartoon Network kid? Let me think. I was first introduced to Cartoon Network, Cartoon Express. I'm a Cartoon Network kid. I do like Nickelodeon, but it is something spectacular and magical about Cartoon Network. So much to the point, there's a character from one of the Cartoon Networks that I like so much. I'm still toying around with the thought, and I think I'm going to commit to it, of getting one of their characters tattooed on me, because Cartoon Network, y'all. But I do have a video. I need to readjust. My leg falling asleep. Oh my goodness. I'm sitting down here on the floor. And so let me readjust so my foot don't fall asleep. It's like, I said my leg falling asleep because it always falls asleep. But it's more or less like my ankle is falling asleep. I don't know how just my ankle could fall asleep, but it just did. And it feels a little tight. So let me fix that. Yeah, that's a very good question. Thank you for asking. Some questions you guys ask, I just don't answer, but if you don't ask, you never know. So all I can say is that. So yeah, where did I leave off at? In reference to early 90s celebrity internet rumors, Freestyle Thursdays with your girl, LA. My phone is tipping over because I'm turning the computer monitor over. Well, the Chromebook over. My setup is decent. Okay. So the 1990s rumors claimed that Josh Savano, the actor who played the wholesome, nerdy character Paul Pfeiffer on the TV show The Wonder Years, had grown up to become the controversial shock rocker Marilyn Manson. The rumor was completely false, but spread like wildfire in the early days of the internet around 1994, largely through email chain letters and early internet forums. The core of the urban legend was the juxtaposition. Oh, another good word. Yes, internet. Bring on the big words that I used to see in the early 90s. The urban legend was a juxtaposition of a beloved child actor from the nostalgic family show transforming into a proactive heavy metal musician with an extreme public persona. Key factors debunking the rumor. Real name, Josh Savano's real name is Josh Savano. Marilyn Manson's real name is Brian Warner. I really like that name because this is what I thought as a child. When I found out that celebrities use pseudonyms, they said pseudonames back then, or pen name, or stage name, you know. I thought when I found out Marilyn Manson had a real name apart from Marilyn Manson, I thought that was the most coolest thing ever. I'm like, you can have two names? You can change your name? So Marilyn Manson's real name isn't Marilyn Manson. His real name is Brian Warner. And when I found that out, I was still a child, basically, at least in my thinking. And I mean, heck, it was the early 90s. The only Warner I knew was Warner Brothers. Stop belching on the camera. That's rude. At least say excuse me. Can you come back and say excuse me? Here he comes. Excuse me. I'm sorry for belching. Very good. Yeah, so having found out that Marilyn Manson's last name was Warner, I thought maybe perhaps he was affiliated with Warner Brothers. So that was something that I thought in my mind, because I'm like, how can you share the same last name with people unless you're family? That was my logic. Ages. The timing did not match. Brian Warner was 19 years old when The Wonder Years premiered in 1988, while Josh Savano was a 12-year-old child child actor playing a character at his own age. Warner was already performing with his band Marilyn Manson and the Spooky Kids when the show was airing. Career path. After the Wonder Years ended in 1993, oh my gosh, the Wonder Years lasted a long time, at least according to me. So it was definitely around in my lifetime. Let's see here. So, career paths. After the Wonder Years ended in 1993, Savano retired from acting to attend Yale University and eventually became a successful corporate attorney in New York. Josh Savano has acknowledged the rumor on several occasions, calling it one of the very first internet rumors. Quote, wow, and quote, a perfect storm of timing and nascent internet culture. Nuisance internet culture. I need to write that down, guys. I really like what he said because that quote alone pretty much wraps up the evolution from that moment on how social media trekked. If anybody who's interested in blogging before I believe the word became common knowledge, just imagine if anyone reporting on social media on blogs when blogging was the thing, it still is, that last sentence will have opened the door for the encouragement for more people to do what they do today. And I think it has, because it's showing through everywhere: internet, Reddit, Pinterest, Tumblr, Fanbase. Shout out to Fanbase. All those social media places. I watch Bob's Burgers, on Cartoon Network, by way of Adult Swim. And they play the things out of order, so I don't catch to see like which episode or season that they're playing. I wish the TV would show, at least on our TV, well, should I say, on the TV that I watch tunes on, predominantly is an older model TV, an older model flat screen. The colors pop like a dog, though, man. The colors pop out real nice on that TV, but it's an older one. And it doesn't have a drop down so I can expand to see like the issue date of the Bob's Burgers. So I don't know if those are current ones I'm watching or not. But nonetheless, I catch it on Adult Swim pretty much every day. It's on in the background. Cool. You watch it on Fox? Yeah. And you said, well, the stage name is lame. To each his own. I grew up with Cartoon Network, but started watching Nickelodeon eventually. Yeah, exactly. I grew up with Cartoon Network first. I love Cartoon Network. I can say that with my entire being. You know how they say, I love MTV, I want my MTV. I'm like, I want Cartoon Network. If you wanted to put me on punishment, my parents didn't know how to discipline. They were crazy. If they took Cartoon Network away from me, I think I would have got my act together. I wasn't a bad child, but I'm saying I would have tightened up even much more so than I already was. So I'm going to put down here this quote that I got. Josh Savano. You guys, thank you for waiting as I write this down. These notes are actually for further videos and stuff, which is why I'm writing stuff down a lot. Josh Savano has acknowledged. I need to get some more highlighters. The multicolored one so I can color coordinate my notes better. So Josh Savano has acknowledged the rumor on. And then I want to read what you guys are putting down on the survey. I like the survey that I made this morning. Calling. Do you guys still write? Or are you more primarily typing nowadays, or using, touch screen technology to transcribe your information and messages? Don't lose the art of writing, all right? It'll slowly slip away. Calling it one of the, quote, very first internet rumors, end quote, and a, quote, perfect storm. Say it with your chest. Who even thought of that saying? I'm still stuck on that. That's so stupid. Moving forward, of timing and a NASCENT internet, and timing and a internet culture. All right, so I wrote the quote down. You guys, this is my third how do I say that? This is my second sheet of paper in reference to this week's notes for the December week of December. I don't have a calendar in front of me. Like December 8th, 9th, 10th. December 8th through the 12th. Yeah. Really, Kevin Hart was the first person I heard say it with your chest. That's adorable. Yeah, I heard say it with your chest my first time used with power when some woman told me I had a soft voice and I need to say things with my chest. And I'm like, well, in my mind, I don't know what that means. Number two, I'm flat-chested, so I really don't get it. I believe I was thinking too literal. And number three, I'm like, why would I yell like you when things are getting done around here without me having to yell? But I kept my peace and I didn't say anything. I just was a little upset that she said that, because things to me were going fine. And number two, my tolerance around children, they don't run me crazy like that. Maybe like her. So if they're yelling and hollering and carrying on, I'm like, so be it. Let the kids be kids. I'm not gonna be like, shut up, sit down, god dang it, you stop running around, set the H down, like my dear. That's not me. I'm like, let the kids be kids. My head hurt. Go outside. Oh my gosh, I got a migraine. Guys, mom's got a headache. It hurts pretty bad. Can you try your best to keep it down? But they're kids. But just to set the tone so they can start being aware that sometimes my head will hurt. Sometimes I'm not feeling at my best. And also for them to start to understand, to respect. But I'm not expecting it. They're kids. So what do? Take you some pain meds, go outside, do your best to cope, and let the kids be kids. So I believe that had to do something with that. Moving forward, say it with your chest. Yeah, man, I'm always writing. I do enjoy note taking. It's really fun, but it's also how I plan other things for the future too. Yeah, I played outside a lot too. Though it was limited where I could play, I did go outside. I have my own kids. They will definitely, when I have my own kids, they will be definitely playing outside. Guys, these Fruit Loops are really good. In addition to that, I'm hungry. Let me get a sip of tea, then I'll carry on. Hello, what's going on? Thank you guys so much for coming in. Let me swing over here to the survey while it's crossing my mind really quickly, because I'm interested in knowing. We have 36 cool peeps who've already participated in the survey. Yay! Who was that? Ice Cube? Yeah. I push rhymes like wait. I push rhymes like wait. Yeah. Unfortunately, I like that song. And I say unfortunately because most of the songs that the hood deemed lame were the songs I naturally liked. Shake 'em up, shake 'em up. Break 'em up, something. I'm like, yeah, let's go. I push rhymes like, wait, maybe because I like to write. So I'm like, I like that. I like to write. I'm pushing rhymes like, wait, I get it. Okay, let's go. Ice Cube. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. What will you choose as a breakfast today? Burgers and fries. Oh my gosh. Can you believe it? Y'all, burgers and fries is actually winning. Burgers and fries is at 49%. Bacon, eggs, toast, oatmeal, and or grits is at 24%. That's second place. And coffee, and or tea and bagel and or donut is at 27%. So I said that wrong. Burgers and fries is first. Coffee and or tea and bagel and or donut is in second place, 27%. And in last place, by smidget, is bacon, eggs, oatmeal, and or grits. I want hamburgers and french fries. That's what I want. I'm doing great. Feeling good. Feeling great. Feeling great. Feeling good. How are you? Let's see here. There. Let's get that cleaned up. Spill It Boy TV, he's got this, I don't know if he plays it every day, but he's got this cleaning up song, and it plays the guy from it plays Peter from Family Guy, and it's really cool. He be like, cleaning up. When you're cleaning up. I like that cleaning up song. It makes me happy. Hello, LA is a cool name. How original. Yeah, and it's spelled E-L-A-Y. My name is LA like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. LA. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's my stage name. It's dope. I hear you. As a kid, I got sick of corrected people pronouncing my name. Yeah, me too. I just quit. I'm like, whatever. I've got bigger fish to fry. I have bigger fish to fry than sitting around here 5 minutes every hour on the hour as we rotated classes for you to get my name right. I don't have the mental capacity to be sitting up here telling you how to say my name. I'm tired of saying my name. So what we gonna do is create a nickname so we all can be happy. We gonna find some middle ground so I can get on with my life. Just get on with it. Let me see here. So moving on with that, thank you for that comment. And I chose hamburger and french fries. For today's survey, I'm typing in my answer because I cannot physically participate in the survey. For today's TODAY, I picked, look at Spicy Waffle. Hi, that's right. Spicy Waffle. I be thinking you're spicy burrito. You don't have to answer that. But yeah, because earlier I put spicy burrito in there. What's going on, Spicy Waffle? How are you doing? Yay! High five! All right, so I picked burger and fries. Let me find a burger. You guys, burgers are really fun. They're convenient if they're not messy. You can just grab them and go. You can eat a burger and drive at the same time. I mean, how convenient is that? Man, I'm sorry. I'm believing that you'll be okay. Last time we gathered around the forest fire and lifted you up with good cheer, things turned out fine. So I'm rooting for you, Spicy Waffle. I'm sending love your way, and I'm very, very sorry. I believe you'll have a speedy recovery. What's going on, Spicy Waffle? And warm wishes to you and your family as well. Your family has to be really cool to have someone like you in the world. So congratulations to you for being an upstanding person, and congratulations to your parents as well. You know, moving forward. So let me put some happiness in the chat for Spicy Waffle for pulling through in the hospital. It's been a long time since I've seen you in here. What can I find in here? Spicy Waffle. Here, I'll put some hearts in here. There you go. I'm sorry. Yeah. The rules around e-bikes, man, because they go a lot faster. I want one too. They're more convenient, you know? And they're actually, to me, some of them are lightweight. So the rules, I mean, that's terrible. In my mind, there really aren't any rules in my mind for what types of things belong on the sidewalk. And an electric e-bike, it don't go that fast to be deemed speed worthy, to be mixing and mingling in with the traffic. And all roads, there's some side roads, and some streets don't even have side roads. So you have to kind of go on their yard. You know, the part like where the mailbox meets? It's kind of a slow build. You kind of have to ride on that side where you kind of have to get into their grass, because do you want me to get hit by a car or what? You have to sacrifice some of your yard to a notion in the name of safety if the city don't have a safe path for you to even do things like that. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to demand my boss for a Christmas bonus. Well, when done correctly, anything is possible, albeit letter, email, a nice light email. I was inquiring if we were going to be receiving our Christmas bonuses. Here are the points that I believe I should get a bonus, let's say like, hey, remember this year when so-and-so called off? I was the first one willing to do XYZ. Just mention 2 or 3 strong points that you feel you've done to hold your weight in an upstanding way through letter or email. Keep it brief. And say, which is why I was wondering if we are still going to be having a Christmas bonus and or some type of gift card. Happy holidays. Just checking in. So in the name of things like that, go for it. Go for it. Let's go. All right, Spicy Waffle. Let's not divulge too much information on there, because just in case you do have a lawsuit, you want to keep those things close to your chest. But I'm glad you are okay. But beyond that point, don't say anything else in reference to that, because that's something you want to keep within your family and or maybe your lawyer, because you may have something there, okay? But I'm very thankful that you're okay. And I will be telling my family about you, because they're familiar with you. I'll tell my family that you're okay. Let's see here. Let's see. Moving forward. So, guys, we've been on here. I'm not leaving, but I'm just announcing the time. We've been on here for an hour and 24 minutes, and we really didn't lift this topic off of the ground because within the topic, there were so many little fun caveats that have us talking about random things, which is what I like because this is what the whole fellowshipping is. Let's get our Lord of the Rings fellowship on. Hey, hey, hey. Let's do it. Oh no, here he comes. Hey, hey, hey. What is all the fuss? What's going on? What? Yeah, will you sit down? All right, Tailspin. See you later. Bye, Spicy Waffle. Glad you're doing all right. Have a good day in school, bro. Keep your head to the sky. You're strong and you're tough. We love you. Bye. Thank you for coming in. Have a good one. Middle Earth was probably real at some point. I think so. Let me bye and put 1, 2. So glad you're safe. All right. Yeah, Middle Earth was probably real at some time. I think so. You know what's the dead giveaway of the probability of it being Middle Earth? The moss. The moss. The moss. I don't think Tolkien actually created a whole language for a book. That's crazy because in Baskethead we talked about the Lord of the Rings because one of the cool peeps mentioned that there's going to be a part 6 installment. So I definitely had to look that up. So it's cool that we're talking about Lord of the Rings right now because of that notion. Wow, what a peaceful day. So we just finished wrapping up one of the first rumors on here. In closing, it says here, Josh Savano has acknowledged rumors on several occasions, calling it one of the very first internet rumors and the perfect storm of timing and nuance in internet culture. So that's a great way to start our topic, early 90s celebrity internet rumors, because the guy, one of the stars from the Wonder Years TV show, said that the rumor between he and Marilyn Manson was one of the first internet celebrity rumors. What a way to kick off this conversation about early 90s celebrity internet rumors. Having said that, I want to highlight that very first internet rumors because that is a very fun fact to keep in mind. Very first internet. Bam. So that's written down. The Wonder Years, I wasn't able to follow it that tough. It said it started in 1988 and it ended in 93. So let's say around the time I was cognitive enough to follow TV shows loosely, I don't even think I was allowed to watch the Wonder Years. Our parents were really strict, so I heard of the Wonder Years. I got to hear the theme song and I liked it. I believe my older sister, who was in high school at that time, was able to watch the Wonder Years, so my mom would at least let us listen to the theme song. My sister talked about the Wonder Years all the time. The Wonder Years, the Wonder Years, oh my God, the Wonder Years. I'm like, okay, whatever. But I did like gathering around the TV to listen to the theme song. That was really nice. And I didn't get to see it. And time went on. The Wonder Years was one of the TV shows that I have a little list in the back of my mind of TV shows from my time when I was actually growing up that I wanted to see that I did not get a chance to see. So one of the perks about having a sheltered life is being able to have a lot of things to watch and catch up on today. That's how I turned life's limits into lemonade. I've seen more I Love. Exactly. Now, I was able to watch I Love Lucy, but I could not participate or involve myself in Wonder Years. Make that make sense. But yeah, that's the same. I like I Love Lucy, so I didn't feel too bad. No, 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 no. Do you guys remember the celebrity rumor that probably came out? To me, it seems like 10 years ago, where they said on the internet, which was YouTube at that time, they said, Cardi B's mom and dad were the I Love Lucy people. Have you heard of that celebrity internet rumor or remember it? And they were doing this comparing and contrasting thing. I thought that was fun, whether it was true or not, because it was unfortunately entertaining, and how they would have side-by-side stills and talk about the voices and the nuances and all that stuff. Yeah, so I'm actually going to write that down, because yes, that's another one I heard of maybe 10 years ago. So let me see here. Let me look and see. All right. Let me write this one down here. Maybe 10 years ago. 10 years ago on the YouTube. Excuse me. There was a celebrity internet rumor about Cardi B being related to the I Love Lucy TV show people. It said that Lucy was her mom and Lucy's husband was Cardi B's dad. That's what the word was years ago in reference to celebrity rumors. So yeah, I'm writing it down and I'm gonna look it up as well to see when did that transpire and stuff. Being related to the I Love Lucy show. It said Lucy. So I'm getting ready to look into that right now myself because that was fun. Copy. Let me put some flowers in here really quickly. I'm going to put a splash of color into the chat for aesthetic purposes for myself. Something cute. Everybody, foot loose. Let's see here. Where's that flower? There we are. So the next thing is, let me open up the tab. All right, let me look it up and see what happens. Let me look and find something Was there... I spelled it wrong. I don't think it's gonna... So I'm gonna write this keyword down, and I spelled it wrong, but I'm gonna write it down in my notes so I can do further research. But I have something that came up in reference to the whole thing when I was growing up on the internet. Cardi B and I Love Lucy rumors / celebrity comparisons, which was really fun. So I'm gonna write these exact words down in addition to what is it? Bookmarking the page. I wish I could share my screen and capture this because words change just like that. So when I come back to this, even though it's bookmarked, the word is just going to change so quickly. I wish I could screen capture all of this stuff. So I put in why did people compare Cardi B to I Love Lucy? That's where I'm starting. And it says here, why did people compare Cardi B to I Love Lucy? People primarily compare or link Cardi B to the I Love Lucy show due to memes and social media jokes that point out perceived facial resemblances or similar exaggerated expressions in certain image / screenshots, rather than any actual personal or professional connection. The association is not based on shared professional traits like physical comedy style, as Lucille Ball was known for, or a rumor family relationship. Bing. Instead, it seems to be an internet phenomenon driven by visual comparisons in specific context online, to which I've seen. And it was so funny, hilarious, cute, warm, and lighthearted. I actually embraced it simply because I too saw the resemblance in Cardi B and I Love Lucy Woman, so much to the point I actually thought that they were going to do something with that, because Cardi B at that time, they were comparing her to the I Love Lucy Woman. She was super duper bubbly, and you know how she talks, whether you like her or not. It was giving I Love Lucy. So I agree with that. So the AI overview continues. Instead, it seems to be an internet phenomenon driven by visual comparisons in specific context online, particularly on platforms like TikTok and Facebook. Now, but prior, before I was introduced to a TikTok, or TikTok was on the level, I saw this on YouTube in video compilations and comparisons of Cardi B and Lucy. The rumors of a family relationship mentioned in your previous questions were unfounded, but the visual comparisons and memes are a separate and widely circulated internet joke. That's cool, right? Thank you guys for coming in. Good morning, good evening, welcome. The time for me is the glorious 6:42 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, December 11th. I just saw my calendar pop up. Thank you, computer. I found my little calendar pop up. It's like I was about to say My Little Pony, but my little calendar popped up on here. I'm happy about that. Let me go back and read some of you guys' comments. Cardi B was born in 92. Lucille Ball passed away in 88. Yeah, it still was fun to see those videos of the relations of and stuff like that. I want to know more about it. There's another question I have. Wasn't there I wanted to see, that was around that time in my mind when Cardi B really seemed like she was already going commercial, but I really wanted to see her like on the sitcom. It really seemed like she was leaning towards that direction at that time, where it seemed to be talks of her being on a TV show, not like the MTV shows like, you know, Baddies or the Real World or wherever she was in reference to music artists and stuff at that time, like a sitcom show like I Love Lucy per se. I asked, wasn't there a time when Cardi B pretended to be the I Love Lucy lady? No, there is no record of Cardi B ever pretending to be the I Love Lucy lady, Lucille Ball, or her character Lucy Ricardo in a professional publicized capacity. The comparison is a persistent internet meme, but it has not manifested as a Halloween costume for which she posted publicly. It has not the comparison is a persistent internet meme, but it has not manifested. Once again, it has not manifested as a Halloween costume for which she posed publicly, a performance on a TV show like Saturday Night Live, or a role in a major TV project. Celebrities like Pink have dressed up as Lucille Ball for Halloween, but search results show Cardi B's costume has included Jessica Rabbit, a sexy nun. The entire connection seems limited to social media users sharing memes and images where they claim she resembled the character's facial expressions. Moving forward, there's one more question I have in reference to her and TV shows. Wasn't she slated? Let me ask one more question here, because I'm curious as well. So wasn't Cardi B slated or projected to be in a TV show in the past? And it says, yes, Cardi B was slated to star in a future film comedy called Assisted Living, which was put on hold shortly before production was scheduled to begin. Okay, so she was going to be in some type of television, so maybe they'll bring it back. Her world has changed so much since then, but Hollywood is still Hollywood, and I'm quite sure they can make a way to make it work. Welcome in, Oliver. And I'm glad you've got your ninja suit here to help combat with the security of the protection of the unicorns. Unicorn protection is here. Let's see here. Welcome in. Hey, how you doing, Oliver? High five. Tarsus was here earlier today, y'all. And so was Chile. They came in earlier today. Welcome in. I hope you had a good day today. What's on the menu, if you don't mind sharing? If you don't want to share what's on the menu, that's fine by me, but I had to ask and see. So my question is this. Wasn't Cardi B slated or projected to be in a TV show in the past? And according to AI Overview, that is a resounding yes. So I'm curious to see what that resounding information is. Yes, Cardi B was slated to star in a feature film called Assisted Living, which was put on hold shortly before production was scheduled to begin. The movie project was shelved March 2022. Dang. Because Cardi B reportedly backed out due to an overextended, end quote, work schedule, causing the rest of the cast and crew to be informed it would not go forward at the time. I really wish she did that. Wasn't there anything else she could have traded off? I think everything would have went a little bit better for her if she took the role of being in that TV show. Continuing on, Paramount Pictures still hopes to resume the project in the future. So it's like they're still waiting on her. The door's open. I think she should pivot into that. In terms of TV shows that she was potentially slated for, comedian Chris Rock revealed that he and Cardi B's management had a meeting to develop a comedy show for her, which never came into fruition. And I'm wondering if that's the one slated around like an I Love Lucy type of feel. And then in addition to that, she filed legal documents to trademark the name Bach Tales with Cardi B for a potential TV show, but clarified on Twitter that she was just trademarking the name for drinks and not actually working on the show at the time. There was a time when it really seemed like Cardi B was on her way to redirecting and pivoting her career into television. I really wish she stuck with that. Lastly, Cardi B, however, appeared on several TV shows and films, including Love and Hip Hop New York from 2015 to 2017, a guest starring role as a character named Mercedes in an episode of the BET series Being Mary Jane in 2017, a judge and executive producer role on the Netflix hip hop competition series Rhythm and Flow 2019. I did hear about that. And her own Facebook Messenger series called Cardi Tries in 2020, where she tries different activities like ballet and stunt driving. I remember that. That's where it really started to kick off for her, and I thought she was really going into that direction. And lastly, film roles in Hustlers 2019 and F9 The Fast Saga in 2021. Wow. So in reference to that, shout out Cardi B. I really hope she gets back into the acting and stuff of it all, because there's a lot of roles out there that can be ready for her to tailor to her type of personality that she gives. And the world could use a few more characters out there on TV with that type of persona, as far as the role of bubbly, willingness to try things, and unapologetically unashamed of being herself, in references to expressing emotion like scared, confused, don't understand what you're saying in that realm apart from rap. For example, right here, how she was going to have the opportunity, according to Chris Rock. Comedian Chris Rock revealed that he and Cardi B's management had a meeting to develop a comedy show for her. Comedy show, which never came to fruition, and I wish it did, because I would rather much see her in that light than the current light she's been trekking in. Very well. So let me tend to what's going on in the comments. I had the comments run wild and rampant for a minute as I read about this. Slipping away, you don't sound very nice. Let me see here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not on here. Thank you for catching that. I'm going back to the comments. I really don't want that type of energy over here. So yeah. Thank you, Oliver. Let me go back up to the rest of the comments and see what's in here. Sometimes I have to go back in the comments as what I'm doing and see if there's anything I need to clear up. Let's see here. I'm doing great. Thank you for coming in. Thanks, Oliver, for catching that. I got rid of them. Moving forward. So, yeah. Man, somebody's vehicle is loud today outside. I can hear it all the way in here. All the way in here, someone's turning on their vehicle and it's loud. It's like blah, 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 blah. Moving forward, so that's my information on that. I'm gonna make a side note because I see this being a separate video upload or something. So excuse me while I make a mental note and come back to this later. Next question I'm writing down. Be slated or projected. So how we even came to this whole Cardi B I Love Lucy thing is in reference to, it seemed like to me 10 years ago. Time flies, right? Where in the realm of early 90s celebrity internet rumors, there were things floating around on YouTube where they were saying that Cardi B was related to I Love Lucy. So I had to look up and see where that transpired, what year that happened, because the first celebrity internet rumor we looked up and acknowledged was the Marilyn Manson celebrity rumor with the Wonder Years connection. Having said that, I thought it was really cool how we closed out with the Wonder Years Marilyn Manson connection with the quote. It says, Josh Seven has acknowledged the rumor on several occasions, calling it one of the very first internet rumors and the perfect storm of timing and a nuisance internet and a nuisance internet culture. So yeah, in reference to early celebrities, internet rumors, those are the two celebrity topics we touched on. And we are floating well into the realm of the second hour. Shouts out to Wonder Years and the Marilyn Manson's early 90s rumor. In addition to the one I was figuring out with Cardi B and the I Love Lucy, where it mentions that there were a lot of memes floating around, how they compared I Love Lucy's facial expressions with Cardi B. So I thought that was fun and funny. Let me go back to my notes. In addition, we first opened the show talking about various terms of what the rumors are. Like in the early 90s, what was another term or phrase for the word rumor? Common terms and phrases. Gossip. This was and still is a widely used term for idle talk or uninformed information about people's private affairs. So I'm going to quickly run down the list and see if any of these catchphrases for rumors come to mind that you've heard. In the early 90s, the word gossip, dirt, and buzz were common slang terms or phrases used for rumors. Common terms and phrases. Gossip, the dirt, the buzz, the 411, the scoop, scuttlebutt, hearsay, and story. Those are some cool things on there. 411, I heard about that, but I didn't reference 411 as gossip. I dedicated the term 411 to the facts, the hardcore truth. So I never resonated with it being affiliated with rumors. I expressed when I grew up, my only adaptation at that time, before I actually knew what rumors was when my mom would, get on the phone and talk to her girlfriends and talk. And sometimes she would criticize people in a way that made me feel kind of weird, like, why are you talking about people like that so bad? But I didn't see it as gossip. I registered it as, why are you always talking about people like that so bad? Or when ladies will say, girl, let's go get some tea, or some coffee and just talk, I'm thinking they're actually talking, but not talking about people in that type of way, not in an uplifting way. It's like, oh my gosh, 401 never got used in Australia. The dirt, I used to hear. Yeah, I heard about the dirt, out there doing dirt, I would hear them say that. So in reference to hearing the adults say, so-and-so out there doing dirt. So anytime the word dirt was used, it always had a negative energy behind it. So if anyone were to say doing dirt, or they got some dirt on him or some dirt on her, it always resembled what? Dirty laundry. So I just put it together for myself that it wasn't something good that the grown folks were talking about. So yeah, moving forward, that there was something else that one of the cool people had mentioned too, and I'm like, exactly. Oh, say it with your chest. Oh my gosh. Maybe 45 minutes into this live stream, one of the YouTubers said when they were growing up at that time, they could recall the same "say it with your chest" in reference to if you have some juicy gossip to say it with your chest. So that was another thing. Say it with your chest. What in the age? Who started that saying is my question. So I'm actually writing it down. It's a Christmas miracle that the thought came back around to me so I could remember to write it. You guys, I'm filling up this paper already. Say it with your chest. I'm gonna put a flower next to that note. There. Yay, I wrote it down. Hey, I wrote it down. Let's go. Let's go. Crazy. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Crazy. Shout out to Prince. That song was so cool. Man, that song gets you going, man. Makes you want to just get up and start cleaning the house. Let's go clean the house. Put on Prince, Let's Go Crazy. It'll wake you up in a heartbeat. There. What else can I put in here that's really adorable? Adorable! It's just so adorable. It's too cute. Too cute. Oh my gosh, it's just too cute. Too cute. Have you ever seen, and the answer is yes, but I still must ask it, is that where I say the word, I'm going to ask a rhetorical question. Have you seen an animal online that's just so cute? It's like, you're too cute to be here on this planet. How could you be here on this planet? You're too cute. I cannot look at you any further. Man, I was looking at this short yesterday. It was the owners had a kitten. Well, it looked like a kitten to me, but it could have been a cat. They had a cat bed, an actual wooden cat bed, and it had a blanket and a sheet, a pillow, and a toy plushie. And the video was titled something like "Cat Tucks Himself In." And the cat got into its own little wooden cat bed. And it needed the pillow, of course, for like 45,000 hours. So they had to time lapse that. Then eventually the cat somehow got his paw to stick to the sheet or the blanket. And it rolled over on this precious furry side. And it tucked himself in. I was like, this is too cute. I'm crying. I was like, ah! It was so cute. Boston cream. Okay. So I put in are you familiar with the Simpsons? Homer Simpson. Is it Homer J. Simpson to be exact? The Simpsons movie. I like that donut now. Where it's glazed. And then it's got the pink frosting drizzled on top. Then on top of the pink frosting are colorful confetti sprinkles. That's my donut. Let's go donut. Yeah, that YouTube short was really cute. I watched it a few times, because I just was like, no, he didn't just make his own bed. Let me see if I missed anything in the comments. What's up? Just checking in on you. Hope you're doing well. Let me get that out of there. Let's see here. Yup. Moving forward. So that's how I started the show in the early 90s. What were other terms or phrases for the words rumor? I need to bookmark that really quickly and close out some of these tabs because I want to talk about some other early internet 90s rumors. Here's a tab that I have open here. It says, oh, don't close. I want to read it. In the 90s internet, celebrities were often anonymous figures, creators of viral content like Badger. A guy dance, what is it? In the 19, how do I read that? Hold on, let me bring the words closer to my face. In the 90s internet, got it. In the 90s internet, celebrities were often anonymous figures, creators of viral content like Badger Guy, Dancing Baby, early webmasters Zoo Cool, Jeff Davis, and figures from Unet IRC, with rumors swirling about their real identities, motives, fame, money, or even if they were government corporate bots. The Genie, and the Black Cube, creating mythos around the digital world before mainstream social media. Distinct from traditional stars like Winona Ryder or Brad Pitt, who were just starting to connect online. Wow, they were just starting to connect online in the early 90s. That's really cool. So it's got types of early internet celebs and rumors. Here's a list. It's got Dancing Baby, Cha Cha Cha, All Your Base Are Belong to Us, Zero Wing, The Genie, Hamster Dance. Oh, wow, I forgot about the hamster dance. Y'all remember that? And early webmasters and gurus. So it says here, the Dancing Baby Cha Cha Cha, a 3D animation that went viral. Rumors focused on who created it, its bizarre nature, and its eventual licensing. The Dancing Baby, yeah. Ah, heck, I totally forgot about that. This one is All Your Base. It says this, All Your Base Are Belong to Us, parentheses, Zero Wings. A game mistranslation. A game mistranslation that became a massive meme. Speculation centered on its origin and spread. I'm going to read this ahead of time just in case this one is weird. So another one at that time was rumors of people starting to wonder at that time if AI was actually running bulletin boards with users debating if they were real people or advanced robots. I do recall people talking about that in the early 90s of chatbots, but I don't think they called it chatbots at that time. But they were saying, how do you know who you're talking to on this internet? You could be arguing with the robot, like in these blog posts and stuff. So even then they were talking about that, but it just had a different terminology of what they identified with, you know. So yeah, that still goes on, you know, today. They just changed the words. The hamster dance, simple, catchy, and slightly hypnotic. Rumors question if it was a fun distraction or something more sinister. Oh my gosh, isn't that the truth? The hamster dance. I might have to see what they're saying about the hamster dance. The early 90s hamster dance. Copy. Let me look in here. Let's put that in there. Let's put a splash of color. I'm getting ready to open up a tab and see what's going on with the hamster dance. The 90s. Can you please tell me? The hamster dance. I'm getting ready to look it up. Yay! Can you please tell me about the hamster dance in the early 90s? According to AI Overview, it says the hamster dance wasn't a dance in the traditional sense in the early 90s. It was an iconic early internet phenomenon starting in the mid 1998, created by Deirdre Lacarte, featuring a web page with dancing pixelated hamsters set to a sped up version of the Disney song Whistle Stop from Robin Hood, becoming a huge viral hit with a simple, catchy tune and memorable energy. Uh-oh, I accidentally pushed play. I'm glad I had my earmuffs in so the song won't play. So I'm actually getting ready to listen to the hamster dance to see if to see if I remember it. Well, I remember it, but you know what I mean. It's a hamster dance. Come on, everybody. Clap your hands. Come on, everybody. It's the hamster dance. Woo! Woo! Yay! The hamster dance! Yeah! Yeah! Yay! I can hear it. That's so cute. Yay! Yeah! I remember that. The hamster dance, the album, good times. Now, this is what the internet is supposed to be about. Putting like stupid, crazy, happy stuff in there. I had to write that down. The hamster dance. Yeah, I just played it. Hamster Dance, the album. Because I'm thinking if it weren't for the hamster dance being created, there wouldn't be any Nyan Cat or Annoying Orange. What do you think? Or did Annoying Orange come out first? You guys remember Annoying Orange? Oh, wow. Hamster dance. Let me rewrite that over. The hamster dance. Let's see. Hamster Dance, the album. Do you, if weren't for the hamster dance, would there be a Nyan Cat or Annoying Orange? There was a lady one day when I was working. She said I was annoying because I was always happy and bubbly and I always said hi. I really liked her. At that time, she was a senior citizen. She really was. And I just like senior citizens. But she told me, she laughed, but she laughed that laugh that I'm used to. Like, here's you again. But, yeah, it's me again. We go to lunch at the same time. So she's like, it's you again. She's like, you know what? Now here we go. I should be used to people telling me how they really feel about me. She's like, you know what? You remind me of that annoying orange. And I took it as a compliment. And she was like, you are different. I'm like, thank you. And I did take it as a compliment and not an insult. I like annoying orange. And annoying orange was the it factor back then. I'm like, thank you. And I really mean it. Thank you so much. And after that, I could feel that energy shift. And she began to really talk with me. And there's no shade. I'm not over exaggerating. From that moment, she really softened up around me because I really genuinely liked her. I really liked her. I just like senior citizens, and it breaks my heart to see people, honestly, that old be working and stuff like that. So I befriend them quite naturally because they're fun. And yes, she started to open up with me about things she had going on. She told me things that she struggled with while she was at work. And so I began to help her when she had those days or moments where she didn't even want to share with people. So she would call me to the register, and I knew what she meant and I knew what she needed. So I would help her on those days. So that's a good reminder for myself to be unapologetically who I am, regardless of people always talking about me directly in my face and behind my back. I just am who I am. So in that moment, I was able to help her in her time when she was at work when I was there. So shouts out to the annoying orange. Shouts out to Nyan Cat and the hamster dance. Hello, good morning. How are you doing today? You picked blueberry glazed? Wow. You know, that's an odd looking donut. I think what throws it off is probably the type of glaze that the bakeries use. Because it's like I kind of don't know what I'm looking at. It's like, am I looking at a donut that's supposed to be all white frosting? Or I do have spots in it. Is it a polka dot donut, or is it supposed to be an all white donut and they ran out of frosting? Is it a cake donut? And it's like, it's hard to identify what type of donut it is. It's like, what's going on, Rick Papa? Long time no see. You have been working hard punching the clock. So it's nice to see you when you get a chance to come around here. You've been working hard for like the rest of this whole year. But that's all right, though. Thank you. Welcome for coming in. I'm back. I got to read. Oh. Okay. I got a report from Uber customer. I made a mistake, was offering to pay customer for their loss. I hope they cleared that up on your end. It seems like from war stories that I hear, it seems like those rideshare services like to seem to lean on the side of the customer more so than the actual driver. So I'm hoping that they were on your side when it came to this and you were able to speak your piece and clear your case, because sometimes they don't be fair. So I hope you got that squared away, Oliver. Once again, good morning, Big Papa. Long time no see. Hope you're working smart, albeit you are working hard. Of course, you're staying hydrated. You talked about the lemon water and all that stuff months ago. So yeah, that's cool. Here we go with the old-fashioned donuts. When we talked about old-fashioned donuts on the morning move, the donut episode was, of course, either Monday or Tuesday, but I was trying to think exactly which date the donuts was on. I think we talked about donuts this past Tuesday. And someone else said they like the old-fashioned donuts. So I had to look it up because I kind of understood what they meant. So AI overview said like the old-fashioned donuts comprised of like the cake donuts. I do like cake donuts. And then we got to this whole spill like, is an apple fritter considered a donut or not? Regardless, apple fritters are awesome, but are they actually a donut? It was a whole mess, a good doughy mess when we talked about the donuts. Good morning, welcome in. Dunkin' Donuts, oh man. When I grew up, we had a wonderful donut shop called Dunkin' Donut. Not Dunkin' Donuts, Don's Donuts. And they had the best donuts ever. They will always hold a special place in my heart. Dunkin' Donuts is there because it's there. But I'd rather go to a local mom and pop shop, a local mom and pop bakery to get my donuts, if given the chance. A cow eating the strawberry and the ninja eating donuts while riding the unicorn. How he always laced all the characters together from the weekly show. He's getting even better at it. We've got a cow. We talk about strawberries. We talk about unicorns. And we have our ninja protection coalition to protect the unicorns. And now we are starting to infuse donuts into the conversations. Apple fritters are not donuts. See? I know, right? But AI overview said that it is. Dun, dun, dun. This sounds like fighting words. Breaking news, the world breaks out into a global shambles as this world is divided into two halves. One who believes that the apple fritter is indeed a donut. It froze, so I quit talking. And the other half of the world who believes that apple fritters are not donuts. The world is split down the middle. This has been the world's the biggest divide ever. Forget the Democratic Party. This is serious, man. We've got people on the left saying apple fritters are donuts, and on the right, apple fritters are not. People are boarding up their windows. It's gonna be a riot. Rest in peace, Dunkin' Donuts. All mom and pop shops, let's band together to protect them so they don't burn down the donut shops in the name of the apple fritter. You think Dunkin' Donuts are pure trash? Well, what do you think about Krispy Kremes? I personally don't like Krispy Kremes. They're just too sweet. Krispy Kremes sometimes make my soul hurt. Now, how in the world did my computer get to this? I wasn't talking about this. What is this? I closed this out. Let me go back. Because I had a good question. I know what I did. When I finished talking about that hamster dance, it sounds like I'm saying Amsterdam. But I'm saying hamster dance. After I talked about the hamster dance, I proceeded to go back to the list of other things that happened in the 90's as far as internet rumors and stuff that just happened. And hamster dance caught my attention. Then I proceeded to listen to the song, and I started talking about Annoying Orange. I started talking about Naya and Kat. And I went to this whole story. How when I was at work, this senior citizen lady told me I remind her of Annoying Orange. Moving forward, let me put some oranges in the chat. What a wonderful world. And I sing to myself, to which I was morbidly corrected in the chat that I was saying the word wrong. What a wonderful world. Let me look for fruit and find orange. You think by me simply typing in orange in my emoji search, the orange will actually pop up, but it don't. I had to go down to fruits and hover over the orange and see exactly what they call it. And try to remember it. Sometimes when I hover over the the emojis to see what it's actually called so I can find it faster. I don't see. It says it here. They classified it as a tangerine. That's why I can never find it when I type orange. It says tangerine. But here's some tangerines we have here. Here is my orange. Shout out to the annoying orange. You guys remember that? So shouts out to the annoying orange. I thought that person said shut up, but apparently, yeah, look at this person say shut up. It says, yeah, so I got rid of that comment. So let's see here. So we talked about the hamster dance. One of the things I don't feel comfortable reading about, but let's see here. How can I paraphrase it? I don't even know how I can paraphrase one of the popular things that were out in the 90s in reference to the trends that kind of really stirred the pot and shaped modern day society to this day. But it's kind of along the realm of the conspiracy theory type situation and wondering whether or not you were talking with AI and all that stuff. Here's another one. Early webmasters and quote gurus. People behind early popular websites like GeoSites, AngelFire, often rumored to be tech geniuses, hackers, or even the underlings, or should I say the little ones. So that's funny because technology, how can I say this? To wrap this all in a nice little bow. In the early 90s, the internet was happening, which is why we're talking about the early 90s celebrity internet rumors, right? And all in that same umbrella, this was a new wave that was going to change the course of the world. And people were going to lose their jobs. And on the same thing, many people were going to have massive jobs to explore. So that was about 20 years ago. It's 2025 going into 2026. It's basically the same talk from 20 years ago that we're having today. The only difference is we are saying the same things, but updated the language thereof. So having said that, early webmasters and gurus, they were saying that a lot of these people were out like, hey, I'm totally awesome on this internet thing. You want to get your blog posts up and running? You want to drive traffic to your blog that's just sitting there and not collecting money? Let me give you these 16,000 easy steps for 5 payments of $100,000. You too can be a social media guru just like me. I vlog for a living. I got rid of my 9 to 5 and I was done dancing for the man. And I only answer to myself. And they're driving around in their Mercedes Benz at the time, Ferrari or whatever fancy car that was popular in the early 90s. They're drinking their coffee, heavy on the makeup, wind blowing. Yeah, I'll teach you how to set up your blog site with 5 easy steps and a million easy payments of $100,000. So that's pretty much where we are now. They're talking about those people in the early 90s, and always there's that bracket. It's the young folks running this blasted internet that's coming around. It ain't no place for folks like us. We not gonna make it. These young whippersnappers just too quick. They was born with technology. They were brought up with technology. We'll never be able to compete with them. The internet and the social media is not an old man's game. So basically, that's what those 2 paragraphs are saying, that people were talking about in the early 90s. Well, we're talking about the same thing today. Hey, hello, what's going on? Thank you for coming in. Good morning. Oh, man. So having said that, it seems like we're circling the wagon. So from the outside looking in, if I were quoting Alien, I'll be looking at people on my planet Earth like, man, 20 years ago they were talking about this same thing. We decided to leave and come back 20 years later, 21 years later, and they're still talking about the same dang thing. When will they ever learn? When will they ever evolve? It seems like they're actually evolving downward. What should we do with them? Should we leave them here and hope that in 20 years from now they'll change? No, I think we should come back and stick it to them. If they get it, they get it. If they don't, they don't. The ones who get it, we'll spare them. The ones who don't, rest in peace. Shout out to the unidentified flying objects. And all things rumor related in the early 90s. Common rumor things in the early 90s. Identity, reality versus fiction, hidden meanings, and viral mechanics. Identity, who is this person / character? Reality versus fiction, is this AI a person or a corporate stunt? Hidden meanings, is this a secret message or a code? And lastly, viral mechanics, how does this keep spreading? These are the things in the early 90s that wrecked the brains of the 90s people. Out of that list I just read, is there anything different from what they were saying then to today? It sounds like the same dang thing, y'all. Come on, people. How long must we circle the wagon? Or what do they say? The Breakfast Club. How many times must we circle this train? The racetrack of the same thought, or the hamster wheel? Let's just say that. How many times are we going to circle the hamster wheel with the same thoughts? When are we going to exit stage left or exit stage right and start thinking a different way? Technology is here to stay, y'all. Whether you like it or not. Happy days are here once more. Moving forward. So that's very funny to me. In summary, according to AI, these figures created online lore before the age of influencers, making the early web feel mysterious and full of hidden personalities. No internet lore and early viral content. It's a deeper dive on this. I thought I was already in the deeper dive. Good morning to you as well, guys. Yes. It is 7:31 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. For me, it's December 11th, 7:31 in the morning. And I am up before the rising sun getting things done because it's the best and only way to fly. It's the only way to fly. Shouts out to the brave birds who are still flying the friendly skies of an airplane. Shouts out to the people who like airplane food. I like airplane food. My question is this. This is a side note. What do they do with all the leftover airplane food? Is there a way I can call dibs on getting some of that? Airplane food is good. So let me write this mental note to myself. Dear LA, look up and see how you can get your hands on the leftover airplane food. And I'm going to write that down. Dear LA, look into I like hospital food too. It's really good. Hell, it's true. It's true. I have a confession to make. kind of like the MTV when they go into those closets, those confession closets. This is me in MTV. I have a confession to make. I have a confession to make. I can't believe I say this. I like hospital food. Dun, dun, dun. They'll be like, LA. They'll have this bar down here introducing LA on the revamped MTV Cribs or MTV whatever show. LA, the weirdo, who claims to love hospital food. I'll be deemed LA the weirdo, paraphrase, the one who likes hospital food. My MTV confession is I like hospital food, and there's nothing you can do to make me change my mind moving forward. So, you want to go on a fancy, smancy date? With someone like me, I've got the best place in mind. Top tier, top-notch, high-quality food. The food's so good, even doctors eat it. Really? Even doctors eat the food? Oh, yes. The best of the best doctors. I mean, surgeons come here all the time to eat this wonderful food. Why don't you put on your best dress? Meet me at 8, and I'll whip you around so we can go get something to eat. She pick her up, drive her to the hospital, and they proceed to go to the cafeteria. She's like, is this a joke? I thought we were going somewhere fancy. How could you do this to me, Donald? You said all the doctors eat here. All the rich people eat here. All the people who are somebody eat here. I wore my best dress. I got my hair and my nails done. And you bring me to a cafeteria hospital? Psh, 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 psh. She leaves Donald laying there on the cafeteria floor, bleeding out of the nostrils. Paramedics are already there, so they're already surrounding him, and the lady takes off in her date's car and leaves. Never to be seen, and she still has his car. The end. Now let me get back to taking my note before I forget what in the world I was writing down in the first place. You like hospital food? What's wrong with you, lady? Excuse me, Max. Invite that cat to tea. Shouts out to a great cartoon that's pretty old now called Cats Don't Dance. It's a Warner Brothers production, movie, whatever. And I believe Steven Spielberg had his hands in it. Shouts out to Steven Spielberg for creating such a wonderful animated movie called Cats Don't Dance. That movie is so inspiring. What you like about airplane food? The simplicity, darling. The simplicity. And it's just good. Maybe because I come from humble beginnings and I've learned to appreciate all types of food per se. Now, I'm not going to, I cannot say what I'm not going to do because Justin Bieber taught me well. He told me, LA, never say never, girl. So I can say, I don't think I would subject myself to eating a big, bad Beetleborg sandwich. But if push came to shove and it came down to me having to eat bugs, I will definitely have to put them in the medicine bowl and puree them so I could not see what I was digesting, then proceed from there. Everybody wants to be a cat because a cat's the only cat who knows where it's at. Oh yeah. Shouts out to aristocrats Once again, a good movie. Shouts out to Airplane Food, Hospital Food, and Burger King Food. Y'all, I like Burger King Food. Speaking of food, we have 77 cool people who have participated in today's survey. Let me put something down in here real quickly. My name is... Spell that. Oh, man. Okay, the survey says, what will you choose as a breakfast today? We've got burgers and fries still leading the charge at a wonderful 46%, a whopping 46% burgers and fries. I too voted for burgers and fries for today's breakfast. Bacon, eggs, oatmeal and or grits is tied with coffee and or tea and donut and or bagel. Oh, it just moved us, so let me fix it. What will you choose as a breakfast today? Burgers and fries are still leading the charge at 46%. I voted burgers and fries as well. Bacon, eggs, toast, and or grits is at 28%. We've got coffee / tea and donut / bagel coming in at 27%, but coffee sounds pretty darn good right now. Burgers and fries is not breakfast food. Yes, it is. As we have the philosopher come up and explain this to you.
Thank you, everyone. The comment says burgers and fries is not breakfast food. H. Moley. Technically, if you are eating any food in the hours of morning time, that is deemed breakfast. I rest my case.
Wow, thank you. I hope that answers your question in regards to breakfast and fries is not a breakfast food. Here at Elay TV, not only do we entertain all of my cool people, we educate you as well. So when you get on the bus or are in passing of a senior citizen, and the senior citizen get in your face and say, "Hey, what have you learned today, you old young whippersnapper? I bet you can't tell me a plump thing. You ain't learned nothing. And always messing with that doggone cell phone, and you always looking in your tablet and ain't talking to the truth. You ain't talking to us old folks with the internet. What, you ain't learned nothing?" You can say, "A matter of fact, I did learn something, my beloved senior citizen. I, in fact, learned that anytime you eat food during the breakfast time morning window, it is still deemed breakfast." Get a pillow ready because he might have an attack. You did learn something. Man down, man down. Heck! He gonna faint because he cannot believe you actually learned something. You know, back in the day, senior citizens, our grandfathers and grandmothers were actually our internet, our go-to to see what actually went on in today's time. Now, we unfortunately bypass Big Mama and ask the internet, what did old people do? In 1953, when your grandparents and your mom and your daddy standing right there in your face and they can tell you. The world is falling apart. Big Mama sitting right there at the table. You gonna bypass Big Mama and ask AI, how do you make cornbread? Let's not send our grandparents to an early grave as we neglect them and not ask them questions and acknowledge their existence, that they've been here during the invention of the wheel and the Million Man March and Martin Luther King and all of them. Let's not forget the actual living, breathing people who have walked through these times. Let's not blow past them and run to AI overview, at least while they're in your presence, okay? Let's acknowledge them while they are in your presence, at least. That's the least we can do. Italian cheeseburger or Italian hot dog. That sounds good. I've heard that those are great because of like the food cart / food truck videos that I tend to watch sometimes on YouTube. And when they show the preparation of either or, and you read the comments while they're making the food, it's sizzling, they're putting the condiments on there and everything. Yo, it looks really good. The only thing is I would have to split it in half because it's a lot, but it's a great thing because if the servings are as big as I've seen them on there, that's like 2 meals in one, or at least the meal and the snack or whatever. So I do like when the servings are pretty big because I can have food for later. Oh, that is so cool and sweet. My wife is from the South, and she begs me at least once every month to drive up for an Italian hot dog. That's a beautiful tradition, and that's a wonderful story. Have you ever thought to enhance that story by making it a small, short story? That's a beautiful moment right there. That is a really beautiful moment. Thank you for sharing that with me because I'm married too. We've been married for 10 years, together 11. So reading that, which I'm going to read again, it just reminds me of those moments my husband and I share. And I try to magnify every moment. My wife is from the South, and she begs me at least once every month to drive up for an Italian hot dog. Shouts out to you two. That's beautiful. Let me put some hearts in the chat. Here he come.
It's a family affair. It's a family affair.
Will you please get out of the camera? You have one thing to do. Moderate for, well, you have two things. Moderate for me and make the pancakes. Okay, let me put some hearts in the emoji for you and your wifey. Oh, shouts out to you and your wife. Let's go crazy. Let's see here. We've got at B-O. That's a cool story. A cool story. Thanks for sharing. And let me put and let me proofread before I fire it off. Shouts out to you and your wife at. That's a cool story. Thanks for sharing. Bada bang. Hey. Okay, what does he say? Yeah, the sandwich is designed for hard labor like construction and warehouse work. That explains it. It's man food. Shouts out to all the men working hard. Gotta get a whole bunch of manly food to eat. And shouts out to the hungry man frozen TV dinners. Those things are wonderful. Yeah, it's like I could buy 2 hungry man dinners and I'm good for the day and maybe the next day. So let me go back to that comment up there. It says, yeah, the sandwich is designed for hard labor like construction and warehouse work. I'm 44, so I don't eat them as much anymore because the salt will make my feet swell. I don't know if you've seen the movie called A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. I was about to say with Bobby Brown. With A Thin Line Between Love and Hate with Martin Lawrence. And there was another woman. I forgot her name. I'm sorry. Something Whitfield. I had to acknowledge her because she's a wonderful woman. Lynn Whitfield, Regina King, and Martin Lawrence. Okay, so there's a scene in The Thin Line Between Love and Hate, and he was like, "Mama, not too much salt, please. It'll make your feet fat." I was like, "Yeah," because his mom. The scene opens up where Martin Lawrence is going into the kitchen, and his mother, played by Della Reese, rest in peace Della Reese, she was the mom, and she was making greens and cornbread and all the southern foods. And he was like, "Mama, not too much salt, it'll make your feet fat." So yeah, portions, but the sandwich sounds great. Good to hear and see everyone. Wishing everyone a good day. Going to sleep now. I hope you have a good day, and I hope all is well and everything turned out with you with your ride service situation. I hope they fared on the side of favor for you. You guys, let's be really nice to the rideshare drivers because they have a lot to deal with. They have to deal with toxic people sometimes, people who will try to report them for wrong things just so they can get a free ride. You're messing with people's livelihood. So shouts out to Oliver Smith. You have a great night. I hope the rest of your days be cool regarding work. High five. Thank you for holding down the Ninja Protection Program for the protection of unicorns everywhere. We do have a small sector over here that's growing where we wear ninja suits and we protect unicorns. Let's go. Let me put good night and put have a good night. Thank you for coming in. And let me put some emojis. I don't know if he's still here or not, but I'm still going to type it because that's what I usually do for everyone who's leaving. All right. You guys, we are rolling into the third hour of Freestyle Thursdays with Elay TV. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm not leaving. I just want to take the time to say thank you. It's amazing how fast time is flying because I looked at the clock and I was just saying we're only approaching the second hour, and that was a long time ago. But here we are approaching the third hour. I want to thank you guys for pressing the like button. As you can see, if you're observing, for the past week, I've been getting high likes, but the likes have been retracting. So I don't know what's going on. You have the right to reserve what you like and what you don't like, but the likes are leaving instead of accruing. So once again, if you're in here, please press the like button if you're up to it. I have no idea for this whole week why likes have been descending instead of maintaining and ascending. But nonetheless, thank you for coming in. We are talking about early celebrity internet rumors, and I'm going to document that as well. For the past, during this whole week, have been getting. Now, I understand but this seems So not only did I mention it, I stated it in here. During this whole week, my likes have been getting retracted. Now I understand you all have the right to like what you want, but this seems really fishy. I was at 25 likes. I probably would have been at 30, but the likes have been retracting. And that happened yesterday too. I probably should have had at least 30, 31 likes or more in basket head, but I started seeing them retract. So I don't know what's going on, but once again, during this whole week, my likes have been getting retracted in real time, in my face. Now I understand that you all have the right to like what you want, but this guy seems fishy. So I'm going to put that in there because I don't know what's going on. But I figure I stated out loud a couple of times and put it into the chat. Oh, thanks guys for telling him good night. That's what's up. Very good. I'm from New York, New Jersey, and she's from Goldsboro, NC. I also drive to Brooklyn for oxtail pizza. Wow, for her too. She's spoiled, and I feel like her. That's got to be turned into some type of adventure. Adventure or some type of book. Life on the road. Life on the road. Let me see here. So you guys are really cranking it up in the YouTube votes. I'm going to read it again because it jumped up. It didn't though. What I was saying is, since more people have participated in the voting process since I read it maybe 10-15 minutes ago, I wanted to see if maybe burgers and fries got down a notch. But no, burgers and fries is at 46%. And currently at this moment, there's a tie between the other two. Bacon, eggs, toast, oatmeal/grits, and coffee/tea, and donuts/bagels. So those two are at a tie. And once again, I said I voted for burgers and fries. I do recall the likes being retracted before. Remember Lovely T when she was first getting started, right before she actually made it? She had the same thing. So I'll follow in her footsteps and just note it to YouTube. And I believe she called it out and they fixed it. So I'm just going to follow in her footsteps because I'm taking it as a sign of, like with Lovely T, she's a super duper mega content creator now. She covers celebrity news. The same exact thing happened to her right before she blew up on YouTube and social media. So I'm taking this as that, and I'll follow in her footsteps. So shouts out to Lovely T from years ago. I'll do what you did and just let the YouTube people know so they can fix it. And that be that. You chose, let me look down here. Bacon, eggs, toast. That's what you selected? Cool. So having said that, let's do extra. How about, what will you drink with that? Since you chose bacon, eggs, and toast, what drink will you choose? And if you choose to answer, I chose burgers and fries. Excuse me. And I will want apple juice because after all, it is breakfast time. So apple juice is perfect for breakfast. So burger, fries, and apple juice in the heezy. Beef bacon. That's a thing? Milk? Okay. Let me keep track of the time too for my sake. Let me see here. Let me check something out in the background. Early 90s celebrity internet rumors. We've covered Marilyn Manson versus the Wonder Years. What is it? What can I say? Rumors, how they said that Marilyn Manson acted in the Wonder Years TV show. That was one of the first celebrity internet rumors that went on a long time ago. But of course it was debunked. But it is historically stated that that was one of the things that was talked about. And I do remember that. And that made me really excited. I thought it was super duper funny. So let me see here. I am going to check out something here. Let me look back here. Send feedback. While we're here, I'm actually going to write to YouTube right now while this live stream is happening. Today during my live stream, half that more than of my likes were withdrawn while on live stream. This all week this week. I understand that. Have the right to but this seems is there anything you can please do? So I'm currently writing YouTube right now, telling them about this whole situation that's been happening all week where my likes have been higher. They've been almost at the 30s or past the 30s. And at a certain point, all of my likes start to get slashed in more than half. And like I said, everyone has the right to like or dislike my content, but this seems fishy. So I just reported it to YouTube expressing what's happening and what's currently happening now. Because I was at 30 something likes, and then all of a sudden, they just started to decline. And so, like I said, I saw this happen with Lovely T right before she blew up on YouTube. So I'm just following in her footsteps to report it to YouTube so they can resolve it and move forward. So I'm taking it as a sign for myself that great things are around the corner for myself and move forward. Freestyle Thursdays, 90s internet rumors. After that, I talked about the Cardi B and I Love Lucy thing, where they made memes and stuff comparing Cardi B's facial expressions with I Love Lucy. Remember? Da na 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 na. Shouts out to I Love Lucy show. It's a fun show. And one of the cool peeps and I both agreed that what was it? We both watched more of the I Love Lucy shows versus the Wonder Years. I wasn't allowed to watch the Wonder Years, but I did see more of the I Love Lucy shows. That's one thing for sure. Let me see here. I'm going to put this in here again. And I had to get ready to go to the ladies' room. TMI, but I do. I've been on here for 3 hours. I'm surprised I didn't have to use the bathroom prior. So I'm going to run to the ladies' room. I'll be right back. I gotta go potty. B. Whoops. You guys, you know what I noticed? This time on Thursday, I didn't have my blanket. I think for the past 2 weeks, I had my cute little blanket with me because I was cold. This time I just noticed I don't have my blanket, so kudos to me. My name is LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. I'm having a good time for a relatively long time for a Freestyle Thursday. I am going to be back on again today, live streaming something. The show must go on. Let me check out something right here in the background. I'm going to end the survey right here. I have returned from the potty. The comments got pretty saucy today. I did my best to go through some of them and get rid of some of the things, but that's what you do. You keep the good, take out the bad. Let me go back up here. We've got bacon and toast. Beef bacon. I don't think I've ever heard of beef bacon before. Let me quickly look it up. See, I'm glad I went through my comments again. If you're still in here, what is beef bacon? Beef bacon is a pork-free alternative to traditional bacon, made by curing, smoking, and slicing cuts of beef, most commonly the beef belly or plate. Beef belly? Hold on. Beef bacon is a pork-free alternative to traditional bacon, made by curing, smoking, and slicing cuts of beef, most commonly the beef or belly plate. It offers a smoky, salty, and savory flavor that is similar to pork bacon, but with a richer, meatier taste and firmer texture. Tell me something. Let me see what else. And you said you picked milk, and you remember that it was crazy. Yes, the Wonder Years and Marilyn Manson rumors. Yeah, one of the first rumors, internet rumors, far as celebrity news. Yes, Notaro on my shirt eating ramen. I like ramen noodles. Notaro was good too. I don't remember too much about it, but I just know I like it. How about that? Your parents love that show, probably referencing to I Love Lucy. And then the comments I read right here. Dang. It happens. It makes me sad too when I see women wear too much makeup, because honestly, if they want me to remember them, if they're actually a cool person per se, if they show up to me the next day and they don't have any makeup on, I will not know who they are. And I will walk right past her. And I know that happened in my life. There's one noticeable moment when that happened, and I walked right past this girl because I didn't know who she was. Because when I first saw her, when she was introduced to me, it was like, this is my sister. I was like, hey girl, how you doing? So first impressions. So I thought that's who she was. I didn't know she had on a brand new face. She did the makeup that well at that time. I could not tell that that was makeup, because I mean, her face was facing, her ears were hit, her neck. So all the things to look for under the chin to signify that, hey, she's wearing makeup. So be prepared. So when you see her tomorrow or next week, know that, oh yeah, this is the same chick I talked to at work, but she did have on makeup. But I didn't see any of those cues. So the week or so later, he was like, did you see my sister? I'm like, I didn't see her. He probably thought I was acting funny, but I didn't know that was her. So I'm quite sure I've walked past many of people, and you may have thought I was acting funny. It could have been you just had on so much hair weave and so much makeup. That's all I know you for. So if you show up to me as you are in real life with all that, I'm going to walk right past you because I cannot recognize you. And on that note, guys, I'm going to wrap up today's Freestyle Thursday. I will be coming back on later on today. Thank you guys so much for hitting the like button. Let me end this with a couple of quotes to fill up the chat with other things. when we are in the chat having a good time, we like to put, I like to put quotes in here to have positive notions. When I dare to be powerful, to use my strength in the service of my vision, then it becomes less and less important whether or not I am afraid. So having said that, maybe the ladies who use makeup as a crutch can rely on this quote. In reference to all the women who rely on makeup because they are too scared to face the harsh realities of what the world say. When I dare to be powerful, to use my strength in the service of my vision, then it becomes less and less important whether I am afraid. Let's wear less makeup and accept the fact that life is cruel whether you wear the makeup or not. My name is LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. Thank you so much for coming in, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I appreciate you all for pressing the like button. Before I boogie on out of here, I'm going to close once again with this statement for the replay gang to see, so you can help a sister out. Let's see here. Copy and paste. See you in a little bit. I'll be back on live streaming today, something totally different. I'll be doing reaction videos of TV shows or what have you. See you later.